Just imagine for a moment a young child walking alongside a river with perhaps one of her grandparents, and something catches the eye of the child in the middle of the river. There's a disturbance of some kind. The child turns to the grandparent and says, "What is that? What's all that about? What's all that disturbance?" And the adult says to the child, don't pay any mind to that. What you're looking at is just a small part of the river that's decided not to flow." As silly as that sounds, so much of the disturbance that all of us experience on a day-to-day basis in our life is directly connected to this strange condition that's a part of our present consciousness that just refuses to recognize that things change. Actually, more accurately, it isn't that things change, it's that life itself is change. What happens is that the way we are, wanting psychological security, our mind will fasten onto a pattern, a process, some kind of situation that we have known ourselves through, a place we've lived, people that we've grown up with, whatever it may be, and derive by thinking about these things and immersing ourselves in that conditioned world every day, a kind of familiar, comfortable sense of ourself. But the truth is that even though we have these objects in our mind, these pictures in our mind, the fact remains that these pictures are not the real deal. What's real is that all changes all the time. I think if we could understand that who and what we are, who we really are, is a part of that change. We are part of what changes. We are part of what changes what we see. But until we understand that we're meant to move along with these things, we'll always be subject to those disturbances that drive themselves into us. And then, of course, we are driven out into life trying to control these changes. Until we recognize that's the natural order of things, we will be set against life. And when one is set against life, there can be only suffering. There's no other thing that we can experience. So if I was going to say something of meaning, hopefully, it would be that everything is in transition. And the only way in which we can be free of the suffering that comes from clinging to a position is to be present as possible at all times to the fact of this change. If you were to come back into yourself right now, come wide awake, you would realize that you're in a world that is moving all around you and that is moving within you as well. And that anything inside of you that seems to be set against those movements is set against life itself. And I guarantee you the following. If you awaken to the part of you that is unknowingly set against life, you will be set free from that part.